Lord, we come before you right now. Ask for patience. I just need dating advice. This is my friend. I'm going to come up with a different name for her.
What about like a Molly?
I like Molly.
Okay.
For my assistant and for my sisters, I go, I will tell you exactly what to say. When he met her, she was killing it.
Right.
She's cute. Everything's going great.
I don't want to drag our girl Molly here, but
We love her.
yeah, we do.
She's been a friend of mine for a long time.
Yeah, and a friend of mine for like an hour and 26
Yeah, you're
minutes.
you're
so,
invested. And I said, quote, your girl is conservative. I go, never say that again. Just all the things he's thinking, he's not going to say.
I'm fine with that.
You're in your head a lot about this.
Yeah.
I'm in this and I'm a catch. And everybody should think that about themselves. Yeah. I was going to say that, dude, but I got nervous. Okay. And then she goes, John, all capital letters. This is a couple days later. Let's go, dude. Are we live?
We are live.
We out here, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? I could not be more thrilled to be here, dude. How you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic.
Squad's hyped.
Oh yeah, very hyped.
Dude, you know what? My this is coming out Thursday. We just yesterday announced my second comedy special. What are we doing?
Let's go.
Let's
clap that up.
But like real claps, dude.
Yeah, real ones.
Yeah.
No laugh tracks here. No clap tracks.
Let's absolutely go, dude. It's we just dropped the preview yesterday, and it's coming next June 1st.
Let's go.
It's gonna be absolutely huge. Right now, we're filming this on Tuesday, so I don't have the what's it called, the artistic assets. But there is a joke. There's a joke. I think one of my favorite jokes of all time. Do you know the story of Lazarus in the Bible?
Yes.
Okay, so this man was dead,
Right.
and Jesus came over to his house and brought him back to life, right?
Flex.
Which is like an absolute miracle, unbelievable story.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I came to this. This is like, sometimes you hear a comedy set and you go, "Oh my goodness, that is unbelievable." This is one of the jokes I'm most proud of in this special is that that's a miracle, right? For everyone involved. Everyone was like, Jesus, save the day. Jesus looks like the hero. It's awesome for everyone except Lazarus. If you believe that, like, he is in heaven.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
what a pump fake.
Yeah, like he's like you finally, like, first of all, I go, and you'll hear, I'll post a bit, like, you live in the Middle East. It's like, food is hard to come by. Farming. There's no doctor, so if you roll an ankle in your 20s, you just got to limp for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then he's died, and his body is like put back together, like everything's amazing, mansions, streets of gold, and then and he's like, how we always say in like Crist that your loved ones are watching. They're like that, like he sees Jesus walking over to his house, and he's like, no. Yo, dog, no. Really? I mean, and that, like, that's like that's why comedy, I think, is so great, because you're like, my goodness, I've never heard. There's a bit I'm working on now about another Bible story about Paul, about he's like one of the martyrs of our faith, and there's a story about his first shipwreck, and then a story about his second shipwreck, and then his third. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like,
just a bad driver.
Everybody's like, he's a martyr for the faith. I'm like, well, maybe just a bad sailor, dude. Like, what pilot would you be like, hey, I've gotten in 2 wrecks, but hop on board? You'd be like, no, dude. And I said that's why the whole New Testament is Paul's letters to, like, those churches. Like, the only reason that we have those is because they wouldn't let him on the ships.
They're like, why don't you just write to us?
You're like,
we'll just get it that
hey,
way.
Y'all are going to Ephesus? Let me get on there. He's like, tell you what, Paul, write us a letter. What you want to say? You've already wrecked 2 ships.
Yeah.
Write us a letter and we'll take it to him.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I was like, everybody talks about, like, the thorn in his side. It's like, he always talks about the thorn in his side, and it never gets released about what it is in the Bible. And I was like, I think it was just like sailing.
It's just driving ability.
Anyway, dude, that's coming out next week, and we couldn't be more thrilled. It's on YouTube, dude.
Let's go, man.
And you can stream that to your television, your phone, your computer, your iPad, wherever you look at a screen. I'll be in there.
Is there anywhere that people couldn't listen to it?
Let me think. No, Spotify, Apple, everybody. We're going to stream the whole thing next week on this podcast. We're not going to do that, actually. Yeah, it is funny because you have to get different. Like there's so many things that go into that YouTube algorithm to get it to go.
Yeah,
and then you're like, well, if you release it at this time, but if you upload it within 48 hours, but then like, I don't know, I'm not doing any of that stuff, but there's like just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of no fun stuff that you just
put it up there. I go, well, yeah, okay, yeah. And if like the audio or something gets like triggered, then it's like it's done.
Yep.
And that's out. Yeah, you've dealt with all this.
Yeah, it's my nightmare.
Well, we out here, dude. No, I couldn't. People more and more come up to me and they say things about the podcast.
What are they saying?
They say good things about it. They say great things about it.
Good.
A lot of people. You know what's funny is that my agent was like, hey, the podcast is like charting on like whatever chart. Mm-hmm. And I go, oh, good. And then I like go and like click on the link and then you scroll. And it's like, you know, Joe Rogan and then like Bert Kreischer, all the big ones, Tom Segura. And then you're like, I was like, this is like another thing that I got to like, my self-worth has got to be judged against.
It's like another metric.
Oh, here's what we need. Another metric of how I'm doing in life.
Yeah.
It's like when I got, have you ever gotten cut from a sports team? Okay, you don't have to brag, dude.
No,
wow,
I think not.
We get it, dude. We get it.
No, I definitely have.
You what? No, you didn't get cut.
Baseball. Had to switch positions.
Okay.
Not cut so much, but had to switch positions.
They called you into the office?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, it was tough.
Hey, buddy, listen.
Tough. Worked out.
Right field.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was when I was in 9th grade, I tried out for the JV basketball team. I was homeschooled first to 8th grade, and then I went to private school.
Yeah.
And the coach opened the door, wooden door, put the list, boom, taped it, closed the door.
So he was like living out a high school movie scene for sure.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
There's no way. What do they do? Text you?
They just make more teams probably.
Yeah,
so you get
probably
to
so
play.
everybody feels better about themselves. Yeah. I remember like it was just like the story about getting turned down for prom. Mm-hmm. My name was not on there.
So what'd you do?
Dude, why do we have to start the podcast like this?
Did they give you the Michael Jordan didn't make his 8th grade team story?
Yeah, and then he came back, but then I never came back. I like Michael Jordan. I'm like Michael Jordan, but I didn't become Michael Jordan. I just like started playing tennis.
Nice.
No, this is what looking for my podcast on the chart reminded me of it.
Oh, because you felt like what?
Just like they put the list up there, and you go,
there it is, final.
Yeah, I was like, all right, dude, I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm on. So now you're like, what? And it said it goes. I don't know if you know what these charts are, but they go like up and down per week. Mm-hmm. So it's like up, whatever, and then like Joe Rogan's at like 2, and it's like down from last week or up from, and then so I was like, okay, now I got to check this every day. Mm-hmm. Great, yeah. What could go wrong? But a lot of people said a lot of great things about the pod, dude.
Good. And we upgraded the lighting in here, too. It's much brighter. I'm not in the shadows. A lot of people are commenting on that one.
Enough. I'm just kidding.
People said it.
We did get. You want to get to some of those? Let's get to some of those. The mini libraries.
Yes, we did get a bunch of emails.
We got a bunch of emails. Okay, people. My premise was, when was this? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said if the mini libraries, I just trashed on them for like 10 minutes because I was like, they make no sense. Everybody's just trying to be like, I'm a good person. I'm helping people. And I was like, if you have a positive story about a mini library, send it in. I'd love to be my opinion. I would love to have a new opinion on it. And it turns out a lot of them are not for uneducated people. That's not what they are.
Right.
I thought that's what they were. People, they were like, I don't know how to read. I don't know what books are. It's like a trade type situation. I think
somebody was talking about take a book, leave a book type.
Yeah, kind of. All right, here's one. This is This is from Christy A. I'm willing to bet that 99% of the free little libraries exist because of the Girl Scouts. Okay, my daughter's a Girl Scout troop and constructed free mini libraries and put it in a local park. Lots of positives, John. Okay. Well,
with the ...
But I don't like that tone, I'll tell you that. Positive number 1, girls learn about community service. Okay, you can do that there's other ways to do that. Positive number 2, girls earn a badge. Also other ways to do that. Positive number 3, moms make the dads get involved to help with construction. Only one Girl Scout meeting my girl's dad has ever attended. 4, moms get rid of old unwanted books without the guilt of actually throwing them away. Dude, Those are not positives for a minute. There's other ways to do all of those things. These are the 4 greatest positives you have about mini libraries. I feel like my point. This only proves my point. Second piece of mail from Jess P. The little mini libraries all over rural Oklahoma in towns that are too small for government libraries. All right.
That's good. I think that one's pretty valid.
I'll give you that. B, in my former... I guess I'm reading it. You can't see it. In my former life, the only people I ever knew who used the mini libraries were using it as a drop to exchange nefarious things. And with this emoji,
the shrug emoji,
meaning it was the plug for a drug deal.
Yeah,
you leave it right. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, it's a drop.
It's a drop. The drop. Yeah, I meant drop, not plug. I messed that up. That's where you're like, hey, dude, I'm gonna leave it in the mini library.
It's on page 45 of Pride and Prejudice.
That's what's even funnier about the mini library. It's like, yo, dude, where are you going to leave the lottery tickets? I'm going to leave them in your Bible. Like that. This is like it's supposed to be a mini library to help you when it's for drug deals. So I was saying the mini libraries are pointless because they're all over my $1 million neighborhood. And people were trying to say that I was flexing to say that I live in a $1 million neighborhood. I was not. I was trying to prove the point. My house was up to, well, I won't have to get into that. See, forget this one, but I'm sure it's insightful. And yeah, okay. So the people use them for drug deals. This one,
by the way, that one's not really great reasoning either, though.
That's not a good reason. That proves my point. But I mean, I guess if in the nature of this podcast, they were looking for a net positive, if somebody was looking for drugs, check the mini library. There's a bunch of other ones that said there was no books in there. People got them taken. Here we go. Megan G, I'm not sure we're even serious about sending the success stories. We are. Mm-hmm. Okay. Slightly different perspective on the little free libraries from a mom of 3. The libraries are not a charity project. They're a sustainable and fun book trade. Okay. Hence the take a book, leave a book. All right. I didn't know about that. The idea oftentimes posted on the library boxes, I think very few people utilizing them that are poor and don't have books to read. That's what I thought. And that's not true. So my opinion's been changed. That's what we're learning. It's a net positive. I live in the Fishtown neighborhood in Philly. What is that? Does anyone know? No. Okay. It's a gentrified neighborhood with a mix of lower, middle, and upper class. From my experience, the libraries are usually packed with children's books or many times full of my kids' favorite authors. Okay. Many times I can find the best authors that I've been interested in as well. We take the books and we bring the books back. I personally know the owners of at least 3 mini libraries in the neighborhood, and they are in fact employed. Okay.
Flex. That's a flex.
All right.
I know the owner. You want to go to the mini library? I know the owner. Come on, I can get you in.
Yo, you want to go to the club? I know the owner. I know the owner. A flex, Megan G. I respect it. You can buy a library kit on Etsy, even if you want to build your own, and a full-time employed person could probably find a couple hours to build one. Just wanted to share my success story from a very different city and a different perspective. That's what we're all about here.
All right.
I said it's rich people trying to brag about how altruistic they are, and she says it's actually helpful in her neighborhood. I'll give it to you. Megan G, I'll give it to you. What? Yeah. But they still annoy me. I'm just going to say that. One of them said, I just go over and get the books all the time because I love the look on the lady's face inside the house when she knows it's being utilized.
That's pretty cute.
That's not.
What were you going to say?
Then you have to, and that's my point back to, remember we were talking last week about, because I have a story about this, about the guy with the motorcycle guy.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying, am I being like a Karen? Mm-hmm. And everybody sided with me, but it's also my podcast, so they would. Right. It's a biased.
Yeah.
It's like when Clay Travis puts out like a poll on his Twitter. He's like, "Do you like COVID or hate COVID?" I was like, "Yeah, well, okay." It's
it's your friends follow you.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna be like, "John, we agree with you."
Yeah.
But you see that on social media a bunch, don't you? When somebody's been wronged, they put it out to their following.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, we love you, girl, support. Like, yeah, dude, that's how this works.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be supportive because they're all your followers.
Yeah.
But when somebody isn't, we listen. Everybody's like, because I go, are you bringing, everybody said that is it my insecurities here or is it their insecurities? With the guy with the motorcycle. Last week we talked about a guy that was he had a loud motorcycle exhaust, and I yelled at him. I go, "Hey!" And everybody there was mixed reviews, and even Derek. What did Derek say? He's going to see how big the guy is.
He said it depends on how many neck tats there are in the guy. We'll go off of that.
All right. Well, I had another situation happen to me this week.
What was it?
That you're not prepared for, and you're just sitting there. You go, should I involve myself in this or not? We were in the airport in Arkansas, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, trying to get a 7 a.m. flight. There was a bird inside. There was a bird in the airport terminal. It got in there, not a wild bird. Like it's not like a peak. It's like a flying bird, like a normal bird.
But not a pet bird.
No. Okay. A bird that got in there somehow from the gangway. That's a callback from a week ago. And the bird, it's all, the airline, the terminals are all their windows.
Yeah.
Windows everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That's.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay. It's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
It's not funny, dude.
No.
This bird is just, it just drilling the windows. Just drilling the window.
It is funny because it's so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. Yeah. And I would say there's 100 people in there, more than 100 people there, and waiting on the flight. And we're just like, and it goes, hits the window, falls to the ground. Mm-hmm. And everybody's going, oh, and like really? All right.
At 7 a.m.
Every listener, I want everybody to put yourself in this position. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at my phone. I'm just doing whatever. There's like a bird in here, and he slams into the window, falls. Everybody goes, oh, it's very uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. This bird starts flying again. Falls to the ground. And everybody's just like, oh, everybody. Okay. So this is terrible. I know, dude. I know. And it's false. And now it's kind of like you can tell it's when an animal's like in a corner, it's like kind of like it's panicking.
Yeah.
It's like this. He's like, it's like when So and then one more time, and everybody knows once it starts flying because it's looking for the sky or whatever, and it goes third time to the ground. This is probably, I want to say, it's a row over from me in the terminal. I'm gonna probably say it's 30 feet from me. Okay. And
big bird or little bird?
I'm gonna say 7 inches.
Okay.
Wingspan up to 12.
Kind of a like medium size.
It's like a prehistoric, like we found it, like Jurassic Park. Yeah. Look at this bone. It could be up to 12. All right. So
that's a loud crash.
Everybody hears it in there. Yeah. I mean, this is the XNA airport. So they're like, which terminal? It's like there's only one terminal. Mm-hmm. There's 6 gates, but everybody's going on this flight. Mm-hmm. So. And the lady there's a couple next to me, and she goes, and I quote, I was like, I need to talk about this on the podcast. This is the exact thing we talk. She goes, honey, do something. What?
There it is.
And listen, listen, ladies, this is why we get paid more. Okay? That's a joke. That's a joke. I thought about that last night. I was like, I'm not going to say that, but I was like, I'm still, because you go, honey, do something, meaning, and all the women that responded to this said we would want a guy that we'd have to tell him not to doing too much.
Yes.
Versus trying to get him to take charge.
Yes. They'd rather have to reel you in than push you forward.
Yes. Then we're like, hey, can you go, be not confrontational isn't the right word. Maybe it is, but like she goes, I laughed, dude. I died laughing.
Do something.
Honey, do something. We're like, okay. First of all, what?
Yeah.
And she said exactly this. She goes, go pick it up. Because the bird was now like injured. It was kind of like flopping around on the ground. It could still move, but go pick it up. And then he goes, and what? Like he was like,
you can't open the window and put it outside.
He goes, go take it on the jetway until you get to there's that little crack between the plane and let it out.
Shove it through.
And it can't fly.
Right.
That is where I was like, I'm not being involved here. But that's not in the training manual for anyone. So what should be done there? I would say, here's what I would say. If there was a vet,
mm-hmm.
If there was a vet or an animal, I'm not comfortable with animals. I don't like them. I went on a safari. I like them when they're in there. I'll go visit them.
Okay.
I don't like them on our turf.
Sure.
That's a favorite. I don't like dogs in the house. I'll see a horse when he's out on the thing. I'm not. What am I going to go throw my jacket over it?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do?
I would probably not do anything.
But you're not because you're not a guy that doesn't know how to. You're like,
what are you gonna do? I mean, like you
what
said,
are you
like you
gonna
think
do?
ahead, and it's like, all right, how does this sequence of events play out?
Now,
I go get it, and then I just have a bird now.
Yeah, and I'm just like the kid from Dumb and Dumber. Just, I mean, not
pretty
really,
bird.
but you just okay. What are you gonna do? You're gonna. I was like, now I'm wearing this jacket. I'm thinking now I could throw the jacket over it, and then. But how are you gonna get outside? The flight is boarding in 6 minutes.
Right.
You can't open the door because then it's an emergency.
And I assume there's like 2 people working at this airport.
Yeah, but but the guy's like he's in off of flight attendants. They live hard. I'm just gonna say they live hard.
They do.
They're in off a bender. Probably hadn't slept the night before. Gonna finish out this shift and then go crash at a Hampton Inn.
Yeah.
He's like, because everybody there was a quote worker. You're like, what? I'm like a Southwest gate agent. He's not doing it. Who's supposed to do it?
Yeah, not in the job description.
So you just I guess you just let it go until.
It's a tough way to start the day.
That's
like
what
watching
I'm saying.
Animal torture.
That's all right. That's why this podcast we're all about solutions. We're all about the net positives. If you have a solution, I feel like people are going to be on our side on that.
Comment. I mean, drop it in the comments. Let us know
what
what
you do in that situation. All right, this is a wild. It made me think of this. We went on a safari in Africa last summer, and there was it's like the wildebeest migration. You know what a wildebeest is?
Yeah.
Like from Lion King. Scary accurate, that movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Everything happens exactly like that.
Like Scar,
exactly.
Mufasa fall off
Scar
the cliff.
all that.
Wow.
Yeah. The lions talk. It's
Yeah.
Okay. There's a wildebeest. They all cross the. When they go down in the gorge.
Yeah.
Okay. They all cross the river, and there's like a bunch of predators in the river, and so there's a bunch of predators in the river. So what happens is one of them goes and they all stampede. They all go across.
Right.
All right. We were watching this crossing. One of them got stuck in a between 2 rocks, and they're all running across. And I go, same thing. We should go help. We should go. And the guide is like, circle of life, man.
Yeah.
There's millions of them, and I
literally
go, millions of them.
Yeah.
But the one is like it's like trying to get free, and it's in the rushing water, and I was like, this is kind of morbid, but I was like, what's gonna happen? He's like, alligators, dude.
Yeah.
And I go, what? We can't. He goes, and you can't get out of the truck for anything because you're in their habitat and their.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta that's a different type of scenario, but you just gotta. That's not your birds die all day every day. Now you're just seeing it.
Yeah. I've never been on a safari like that, but I'm a big nature guy.
Yeah.
Like I love watching National Geographic and all that type of stuff.
The Predator,
that stuff you will never get desensitized to watching that type of stuff.
Never. Well, in the shows now they don't show the killings.
Really?
If you ever watch like Great Planet and all that stuff,
yeah.
They show the hunt.
They don't show the
No, dude, it's too much for people, bro. If you go watch one, I think there's one Planet, whatever the one on Netflix is.
There's a bunch of them now.
Yeah, they show like the hunt, but then they circle it and there's anyway.
Anyway, you can fill in the gaps.
Yeah, that happens. I'm sorry, that's what happens. But I was like, let's get out. Like what?
Yeah.
Let's get out of the truck and swim in there and help No
way, man.
That's the type of thing that I don't know. I just gotta let it go.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything you can do about that bird.
Yeah, I don't think so. You're making me feel better.
Yeah, I just don't think that there's any proactive thing that would be helpful.
But why? But why did the woman go, honey, do something?
Because she was uncomfortable.
Yes, and that's what we went back to last week about the woman helping the blind guy. It's like he was fine.
Yeah,
she was uncomfortable.
She was bringing the tissues.
Yeah. Come on, baby. All right, dude, we talked about flight attendants. I have this one story. Listen, let me just preface this by saying, I'll just read it. This is going to blow your mind.
All right.
First of all, let me just say this. Do you believe in if you say that girl is a 10, what does that mean?
That means she's very attractive.
People are going to be already mad at this. People are already emailing already. It's what's a net positive, or it's net positive at johncristcomedy.com, right?
Yes.
That's the email. Okay. Let me just start this as easy because this got me so fired up. And I was like, do you start thinking about that during the week? I was like, I got to talk about this in the podcast. Okay. My friend messaged me, a female, messaged me that new Morgan Wallen song.
Yeah.
It's not new. He has another one since then about the
Is this You Proof?
Jesus. No, Jesus wouldn't do it like that.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I think God wouldn't do it that way. Something like that.
Okay.
All right. So she sent me this, and Morgan was great. It's an unbelievable song. And she goes, dude, I'm already triggered by this. She says, Morgan Wallen, I love him, but that mullet, or she goes, that mullet, and sometimes the way he dresses with the sleeves, she goes, I would never.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you would. I don't know how to say that. You would.
Yeah.
All right. So I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, I just would never like I don't find Morgan Wallen attractive. I go, okay, Morgan Wallen is a 10. She goes, no way. I go, what?
This is good. I like where you're going.
Okay.
With this. Yeah.
The 1 to 10 scale, and this should be very encouraging to everyone, by the way, because the 1 to 10 scale is flexible at all times. And I've said this before. If I go on a date with a woman, okay, and she brings me back to her house, obviously after several dates because I'm a Christian, and there is like fast food wrappers all over her countertop, and like that's going to lower her number.
That's a couple points.
Not a couple.
No?
It's going to lower it.
Okay.
Let's say she's, let's say she's an 8, that's going to bring it down to a 7.5.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If I'm picking up a girl, I used to drive for the first audition I ever went to. The first audition I ever went to in Los Angeles for a movie, I had a Honda Civic, a 2004 black Honda Civic. The passenger door did not work, and the driver window did not work. So I had to get in the morning, and it was in LA, so it never rained, but it rained the night before. My seat was soaked. I had to put a pizza box on the seat because it was soaked to sit on it to drive to this audition.
Did you open the pizza box so you sat inside of it like this?
Of course, dude.
Nice.
Come on, you think about solutions, right? Okay.
That's amazing.
So I'm a good guy, right? I would consider myself to be attractive. I'm pretty personable, funny, yep. Whatever that makes me. And you guys can judge in the comments whatever that makes me on the scale.
Yeah.
If I'm picking up a woman in that lowers me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Objectively speaking, it has to.
That lowers me on the scale.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I own a home, brings it up.
Yep.
If I have 6 roommates, brings it down. Mm-hmm. If I have a great job, brings it up. If I am unemployed, brings it down. I don't think these things can be argued with. If you're attractively the most attractive woman, but you're boring.
Yeah, you're saying it's an attractiveness scale. It's just including
that's
things other than looks.
If you, especially a lot of Christian people, I want to say women. I guess guys do this too. Are acting like the scale doesn't exist. Like I've been with. I was with a where were we? I mean, this happens to me all the time with country artists around here. But I did like I did an event with Tim Tebow, mm-hmm. and this girl. I'm already mad, dude. Yeah. She goes, "Hey, introduce me to Tim Tebow." I go, Tim Tebow is rich. Tim Tebow is famous. You know who Tim Tebow married?
Miss Universe, right?
Miss Arkansas? No. Miss USA? No. Miss South America? No. Miss Western Hemisphere? No. Miss Northern Continent? Miss everything.
Not even Miss Earth.
Not even Miss Earth, dude. Miss.
You know her.
The one.
Yeah.
He married the one, the biggest one, the best one. Now, to him, she was a 10, But like, that's the like. I go, no offense, but like that girl was like, she was like a nanny, which.
You qualified her for
No,
Tim?
no. I'm not. No. I'm saying that's like me being like, hey, somebody like introduce. I'm trying to think of who would be like out of my league. Not, I don't know. Wouldn't really think somebody that's like Ariana Grande or like Taylor Swift or like I don't know, someone big. I'm trying to think of the biggest person.
Just somebody that there's like I have no business even.
Introduce me to
their
like
hair.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah.
I'll be like and what?
Yeah.
But
It's the same as picking up the bird. Like, and then what? Dude?
and then what? That's like anybody that ever meets me in public, they see me. Where were we the other day? They were like, I can't. What? Where was I? Where did I just get back from? Oh, we were in Lexington, and we were at some random. They're like, what? What's up, dude? I go, what up? Oh, I was at the mall. I was at Green Hills Mall yesterday. This kid goes, just loses it. What up, dude? I was like, what up, dude? And then I was like, going to get some. And then he's like, and then what? Yeah. Where are you going? Yeah. Where are you going from here? Okay. So the scales. Tim Tebow's rich. He's very famous. He's on television. He has big muscles. He is personable. He is Christian. He does a lot with charity and nonprofits. All these things combined would make Tim Tebow in terms of the scale. Everybody's scale is different, I suppose.
Sure.
But that guy's a 10.
Yeah.
That guy's a 10. And that's why he dates. That's why he's married the best one. And people are going to be discouraged by this. But let me just tell you, this should be wildly, wildly encouraging to everyone. Because you can raise or lower your number at any time. There's a certain weight that is more desirable.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's biological.
Okay, and some people like different figures of women. I don't know how this is cut.
And
this
men
part
too.
out. Thank you.
Like
dude.
go with it. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I won't leave you hanging out there.
Yeah.
There's definitely.
You're not going to cut to yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There are definitely. I have girlfriends who don't like super ripped guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who like guys with kind of like quote unquote dad bod figure.
Okay,
like that's a thing.
Yeah, that's why I don't work out. You know.
Mm-hmm. Because you want to make sure that there's someone for
I
everybody.
All right.
Noble.
Yeah. So everybody. All right. So that's everybody's. And everybody has a different scale of what they like.
Yes.
But if I have whenever you get into somebody, if you have I had a car that when you take it to the valet, you gotta explain how to drive it to the valet. That lowers your score. Mm-hmm. Hey, when you start it up, you just gotta put it in
Jiggle
neutral.
it.
Yeah. Or
bit.
like the front door, you just gotta put the key in and like move it a little to the left that lowers your score. Okay. So we were in this whole argument about Morgan Wallen, and I go, well, if you wouldn't, you should. Morgan Wallen, I go, he's like, well, I don't like his mullet, or I don't think the way he dresses is like I go, well, but Morgan Wallen he's a 10 on the scale. He's a 10.
Yeah.
You get I go, oh, just because he's rich? I go, no, not because he's rich. That's part of it, but an ability to earn a steady income for a woman is a desirable trait. The ability to, like, if women value like security and safety, mm-hmm. a man's ability to consistently be able to earn a living is a desirable trait. That doesn't make somebody that makes less money less attractive. But then she goes, and this only proved my point further. She goes, well, what about Luke Combs?
What about Luke Combs?
This did. Okay, can you bring up a photo?
Sure.
Bring up a photo of Luke Combs and Luke Combs' wife. Luke Combs is? I think everybody knows where this is going. Luke Combs, and in this defense, in the defense of this whole situation, Luke Combs looks like, let me, there you go. All right, there's plenty of photos there. Luke Combs looks like a guy that is, let's say, a bouncer at a college bar.
I think that's perfect. Yeah.
And I don't know Luke Combs, but I've on Spotify last year, he was my third most listened to artist.
Nice.
I'm obsessed with Luke Combs. Okay. So the girl that I'm having this argument with says, and look at this woman, is this woman is an appearance is a 10. Mm-hmm. Would you say that?
Yep.
I don't know her either. But all these things would be fair to say. If they listen to this podcast, they'd be like, yeah, we're with you so far, John. I think. Okay. So she said that woman is way out of Luke Combs' league.
Okay.
I go, but no.
Yeah, if it's only appearances,
sure. But that's what women
it's a
on
weighted
to.
Scale, right?
Yes.
Like you get to decide where you place more value. Is it on the stability and the success and the fame and all, or is it on the visual? You get to decide, I guess, right?
You get to decide.
Mm-hmm.
But she's saying that Luke Combs is so lucky to be with this woman. I go, no, he's not.
No,
he's not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, if you knew nothing and looked at this photo, I'll give you that. But I go, Luke Combs is wildly entertaining, charismatic, great voice. If you want to put rich and famous in there, that seems a little bit more superficial and shallow, but you add that.
Yep.
Add that all to the list. And I would say he's out of her league. But her justification, listen, all I'm saying is her justification by saying this woman is out of Luke Combs' league is solely 1,000% based on that photo.
Yeah.
Which is the scale that they hate that women don't like that we do to men. Mm-hmm. Just based on appearance. I go, do you know anything of do you know this woman's name? Her name is Nicole.
Nicole Hawking.
Do we know anything about, I don't know her.
I know nothing about her.
I don't, but she mentioned nothing about her intelligence. Has she started a business? Did she graduate with any kind of grades? Is she personable? Is she funny? All these things that she doesn't know. Mm-hmm. She goes solely based on, I go, well, that's also unfair to her. Because she might be the most wildly qualified, entertaining, engaging, charismatic person. You don't know that.
You really need two scales. Like you need a scale that is strictly appearance, and then you need another scale that factors in all the other stuff.
Okay, yeah, you need all the other ones with no appearance,
right?
And then average them,
right? Yeah. That's it. Yeah,
we need like an index or something,
like a calculator.
Yeah, it's like the QBR rating or something. Yeah. He's like passes over 30 yards, solid. He's like he's a good in the shotgun offense, decent.
Yep.
So everybody you would say is on this, and the problem is in a relationship. If something, and I don't know this to be true, but I believe that they were together before he was popular. Can you verify that? This is not a.
This week on The Bachelor.
Yeah, this is not a gossip podcast, I suppose, but yeah, look at them. They've been for a long time. What are we looking at? Country Now is what we're. This is who we're looking at.
Luke Combs and Nicole Hawking's love story.
Okay.
Is straight out of a fairy tale.
By mutual friends in May 2016. Okay, so he
met at the Key West Songwriters Festival.
All right. The girl that I was having this argument said she knew him from like high school. That's not high school.
No.
He was on the come up.
By September of that year, 2016, the couple had made their relationship official.
Okay, but in 2016, what was Luke Combs doing in 2016? What was I doing in 2016? Nothing. Yeah, we're getting into it. The search history on this Google is hilarious, by the way.
I'm trying to right now I'm pulling up his catalog so we can see what he had done by 2016.
Oh yeah.
And his awards and nominations list doesn't start until 2017. So she was before the pop.
But she spotted it.
Yeah. She was scouting at the Key West Songwriters.
She wasn't at the CMA festival looking for a man. She wasn't. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the Songwriter Festival.
Yeah.
We should have him on the podcast next week to him and corroborate the story.
Just clarify this whole thing.
And now he's got a lot of W's. There's a lot of green W's on that one.
A lot.
I love Luke Combs, by the way. That what me and long neck. We don't have to do it. Anyway, all right. Let me get to this. This is right along the same vein. Mm-hmm. This other conversation I had, and this is I would say there's largely I would say women that listen to this podcast.
Yeah,
we're getting more dudes though. By the way,
we are.
Yeah, Shout out. It was interesting to know that women do want a man that's going to take care of her. Mm-hmm. But if you disagree with the rating system, I would love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think that we could probably do a whole episode on that, just trying to unpack that. So definitely get in the comments and drop some.
Well, you know what my therapist said, dude? This is, I always like I feel like this is like we need like a therapy or like rehab like ticker in the corner. Like, oh, here, John, I'll go again. So the girl I'm dating now, with everything that I've been through in my personal life, in my past, I'm so lucky to be with this woman. I'm so lucky to be with this woman. And my therapist is like, I understand like the sentiment, but also he's like, you got a lot of great quality.
You're a prize, King.
Thank you, dude. Gas me up. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, dude. You're like, and he was like, not to like, he's like, you feel that way about yourself, but like other people don't feel that way about you. And that's true. No one thinks that way about me except me. Mm-hmm. He's like, dude, you got a lot of great qualities and you got a lot to offer a woman. And you like, I was like, I don't want to voice my needs or like be honest about like some of the issues or whatever, because I feel like I'm just so lucky to be here that I don't. He goes, no, dude, if this is going to be successful, you are a part of this too. And I go, I am? You go, yeah, dude. And like, I bet she feels the same way. You know, that he's like, it's like the like in a lot of ways, the like, I'm so out of my league. Guys do this all the time. Yes. Or like, it's like
I think this is a super toxic trait, by the way. So I'm happy we're talking about it.
Very. It's
really unhealthy.
And it's always at weddings. I can't believe he outkicked his coverage. Yep. It's not true. And also it's embarrassing for the woman if that's true.
Yeah.
He's like a mumbling, bumbling idiot like in all the sitcoms. And this girl happened to come by and saved the world. Mm-hmm. And he's like, a lot of outkicked his coverage, but they never say that the opposite way.
And it's like your therapist said, like it's a nice sentiment for sure.
I know what you're trying to say,
but at the same time, it's like don't put yourself down though.
You're like, I'm in this, dude. Mm-hmm. I'm in this, and I'm a catch, mm-hmm. and everybody should think that about themselves.
Yes,
and you're like, I deserve to be here.
Yeah,
it's based on merit, not merit, but my looks, but the way my behavior and it's all of it, the whole 1 to 10 scale. But I like. Where were we? I think me and who was I talking about this? Me and Shannon Ford were talking about this, mm-hmm. about how this girl's like, her like story is like, he just like kept asking me out and kept asking me out and kept asking me out, and finally I was like, I guess, and here we are. I go, so then you can do whatever you want in this relationship. The woman can now clearly act however, like it's that narrative that like, I had my life together and this guy was unemployed or doing whatever, and then he just wore me down with asking me out, and finally I was like, okay, and then like it like you said, it's a good sentiment.
Yes.
You want to be complimentary, and it's easy to like put the guy down. Mm-hmm. But like when you saying you married someone out of your league, that is very unhealthy.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then you're on the clock until she realizes it, right?
Like, and if somebody else comes around, then it's like, oh, well, this guy doesn't, or this guy's lucky to be with me, so I can...
Yeah, now you can get away with some stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't say push the boundaries in terms of like cheating, but like I can come home whenever I want. I'm telling him, hey, I'm going on a girls trip this weekend. Hey, I'm just thrilled that you are dating me.
Right.
And my life prior to you was, I was living on a bachelor pad. I was eating Hot Pockets, and you came along, and look at us now. Like, mm-hmm. This is all because of you. And I don't think any woman wants that either.
No, and I think all that also just ties back into like the thought that like a marriage is...
Dang, we're getting in deep today,
we're in it. Yeah. Is like marriage or a successful relationship is built on a 100% scale, when in reality it's like it's two 100% scales put together. Like
100%.
It's not like you're making up 25% of it and your significant other makes up the remainder of that.
Yeah.
It's you both got to be the best you for you, and then you're the best you for each other too.
Dang, dude. Is that the title?
It's a long one. I don't know if we got the character count for it.
That was a little wordy, honestly. But if you the trouble, I guess, in a relationship is somehow is if it starts out on, which is, I would say, causes problems in relationship, is they start out on equal footing and then someone goes up two notches or down 2 notches. So you're equal footing. I've seen this a couple of times. Then somebody gets on American Idol. You know?
Yeah, I was waiting for the example.
Or I'm trying to think, is there a better one? Or like I've even seen it in a smaller scale. Somebody blows up on TikTok.
Or just gets a promotion. Even starts making stupid money. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
then all of a sudden you go, oh, what's up? Right. Then you were both 7.5. And then now this person is like, hey, we want to have you out to LA to like be in some collab. And then you're like, and then that other person is like, wait. And then it's very hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for both, because then you resent that person, or you see both ways. Mm-hmm. And you're like, we kind of got together on it. But that's, if you're going to be in a relationship over time, that is bound to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
Or let's say you get a health diagnosis that you now, again, not not on Jesus scale, you're still a 10.
You just want to make sure that that's clear.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, to the Lord,
yes,
everybody's a 10.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
That we're not
created equal in the eyes of God.
Yes. That's what I was saying. Everybody's sure. Like the Second Amendment, or that's the gun one. Whatever the one, everyone's created equal. That's not even one of them. That's just in the intro.
Yeah.
What is that? Man are created equal and allowed to pursue their dreams. Isn't that in the
the right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness?
Yeah. What is that? Great Will Smith movie, by the way. Great Will Smith movie. Everyone's created equal, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what is it?
Yeah, Declaration
of Independence. It is Declaration of Independence. All right, look it up. Can you look up the Declaration of Independence? Because I got a point to make about this. Unanimous in 1776. To the republic on which it stands, one nation under. Oh no, that's what's that one?
Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance.
What are you looking for here?
I don't know. We're not looking for anything. Okay. But that's man is created equal.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. On that scale, that's inspired from, I'm sure, the Bible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody, yeah, and all life is, that's a whole different conversation. Mm-hmm. Everybody, but if you are, I would say, this is just honest. If you start losing your hair, you lose points. You can't argue with that. Or if you gain weight, you lose points as a man. Not the Jesus scale.
Yeah,
no,
I'm not. Yeah, I know. But I think at the same time,
I guess not.
It's back to the scale has to be personally weighted by person. Like, and that's where even bigger picture, a relationship should be a partnership between you two, and like you're in it together. You're both mutually invested in each other. Right. Blah blah blah. But like 100%. If somebody loses their hair, that is, I would say, pretty objectively could take down their points a little bit.
That's why it's on there. Don't get mad at me. It's on TV. Yeah. All the TV, or if you have, I don't know, like all those things, like when you turn 40, you start to like lower your testosterone, like, because you want to be back to a 10. You want to be back on the scale.
Yeah. But the point is that people can overlook certain things as well.
Some, Well, I good example. I made an Instagram story right before I was sitting in the mirror before our show at Lexington, and I got these like gray hairs in my beard. And I put with a Sharpie, I made them black.
Nice. And
there was a lot of people, women, that were like, leave it. We like that.
See, weighted scale.
That's the weighted scale. And I was like, this, in terms of the greater message here, I thought that would be something that would lower me. And maybe to some it would, but to the majority but there has to be a unanimously agreed upon.
Careful. You're about to say image of beauty.
No, but that's different over time, because it used
to
be like bigger women used to be like they were rich because they had food or something like that.
Sure.
And the scale, I would even say the scale of beauty has changed in my lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least has evolved.
Yes.
They were like, this used to be attractive, now that's not so much attractive. different
like just 20
men
years
and
ago,
women, dude. Men and women.
Just 20 years ago, it wasn't popular to like have a nice butt as a woman.
I was gonna say that, dude, but I got nervous.
Okay.
That you're right though.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was never like a thing people looked at.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if a boob job. That's happened in our lifetime.
Yeah, actually, I watched an episode of Seinfeld about that last night.
You did?
And it wasn't a boobs versus butt thing. It was a boobs versus legs thing.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't even factor in the butt.
Okay, they didn't. Yeah, but they like a breast augmentation did not exist prior to what? We're looking it up. I don't want that on my Google. I don't want that on my history, bro.
I'll go private browser.
When was the first one? Is that what you're gonna look up?
When were boob jobs invented?
Yeah, now we're getting into the. I would like to know this.
1960s.
1960s. All right. 1962. Okay, so it was before.
Timmy Jean Lindsay became the first woman.
R.I.P. She might be alive still. 96. No, she probably not. But that became. So would you think that was always a standard of beauty that just was not attainable because of technology, or did it become?
I would get, because I think like invention comes from necessity. So they probably were like, big boobs are admirable. We need to figure out a way to be able to give them to people.
Yeah. And all those things, all those plastics or all those things are like, in an essence, you're saying it's a sliding scale, but for the majority, I would like to boost my number up. Mm-hmm. And anybody can at any time.
Yeah, you said that earlier. I like that.
That's what's unbelievable. That should not be sad to you. Mm-hmm. That should be, and especially a guy, that should be wildly encouraging. That if you are if you're shy, you can figure out, you can learn. That's a skill you can learn. Mm-hmm. If you are, your body's not where it should be, you can figure that out. It's 2022. We know everything.
Yeah.
You know how to do. All right. Well, this leads me perfectly into what I want to talk about. This will blow your mind. I have 2 cell phones, by the way, because I went to the Apple store. This one is.
What did you say on the last podcast about having 2 phones?
Well, I take that back. This is different. I'm in transition.
Okay.
Because this one is still, all the stuff is coming into this one, but all the stuff is on this one.
Got it.
Okay. And I have permission to share this story, by the way.
Great.
I'm trying to think of what people are going to be. Are they going to be mad at this? I think it should be, you're going to be offended on the surface, but then you're going to think about it and you're going to be wildly encouraged.
Great. Can't wait.
This is my friend. I'm going to come up with a different name for her. All right. Come up, because you know how like Karen is like an annoying person. Mm-hmm. And then like Chad is like a frat guy.
Yeah.
What this girl is in her late 20s. Mm-hmm. She is she's got a great sense of humor, attractive, and hardworking. Okay. What name should we give this woman?
I'd probably go with like maybe Sarah.
Sarah? Okay,
yeah.
Sarah's a little bit. You say Sarah? Sarah to me sounds a little bit more like she still lives at home. I feel like.
Okay, let's switch.
Sarah's a little bit too biblical.
Okay.
Yeah, she still lives at home. Like she still like goes back. She has a house like, 45 minutes away from her parents, but she goes still and visits on the weekend.
What about like Molly?
I like Molly.
Okay.
Yeah, Molly's a little bit like, oh, Molly, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's fun. Molly's fun.
Molly's more fun. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Sarah.
Okay. R.I.P. I got a bunch of friends named Sarah. Okay. I just need dating advice. LOL. Really just a man's perspective. I can't believe this day has come when I'm asking you for dating advice. Kidding. Can you help me?
Okay.
She texts this to me, and I have permission to share the story. But
yep.
Can I talk about this on my podcast? She goes, sure.
Yep.
So here's my situation. I've been getting hit on a lot more lately, thanks, between golf and no masks. I'll just leave that as it is.
That's
I don't
great.
know. She's been playing more golf.
Yep.
Molly has. And then
the mask came off.
The mask came off, and she's like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
Okay. In most cases, they aren't Christians, meaning the guys that she interacts with. So it's not really a problem. But here's my predicament with a few of the guys I've actually been interested in. I find I'm too honest and can be a little too much for them. I don't know how to tone it down, but I also feel like these dudes are too sensitive. Funny. Okay. So like one example, hold on, we can get to the one. Yeah. I met him on a plane. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I had plans to go on a work trip out there where he lives, so he offered, hold on. I just met him on a plane, so I had plans to get a work trip out where he lives, and he offered to let me stay at his place, which was kind of a red flag. For red flag for me, because I don't know this guy at all. But instead of just saying no thanks, I said something along the lines of me not being comfortable with that, and that I'm more conservative in that area, so it's a turnoff for him, I understand, with some humor. I could have just said I prefer to stay at a hotel, but yeah, I just went ahead and unloaded, haha. And then eventually he just ghosted me. The next time he ghosted me the next time I was out there. Now, I probably dodged a bullet, but I just want to make sure this isn't a me issue, is what she said to me.
Okay.
And let me just stop right there. We're getting a little too liberal with the ghosting, with the using of the word ghosting. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How far down of an introduction with a woman and chatting would you qualify ghosting? Because yours, I bet, is way different than mine. I'm saying if me and you are at Whiskey Row.
Yeah.
Let's say we're both single. Mm-hmm. You get a girl's number. You chat with her the next day. You look at her Instagram, you follow her, and then you stop talking to her.
Yep.
Is that ghosting?
Am I like not engaging in conversation, or is it just the conversation's? Oh, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Has she said something to me and I've then not answered it?
Yes. You completely cut it all off.
I think that's ghosting.
Okay. Well,
I think that's the definition of ghosting for sure. But I think
sorry, go ahead. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so you saying you should say, "Hey, listen, I've enjoyed chatting for 16 hours. I am no longer interested. I am going to not have a good life."
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, with the ghosting in that scenario.
Okay.
I don't think there's... I don't villainize ghosting, I guess. Is
okay, my premise was, I was like, all right, you can't chat with a guy on a plane and then chat for a week and then he doesn't say anything and you have to at least have gone out.
Like, you can't get hurt over that.
No, he's allowed to do that.
Yes, I agree.
Like, I don't want to, if a girl is not interested in me, I text her, she doesn't text back, I call, she doesn't call, I'm good, I got it.
Yep.
Everything does not need like, hey, can we go out to have coffee? Because I just want to talk about the things I've seen on your Instagram that makes me not want to date you. Like, everybody's not ghosting you. Like, if a guy gets your number, you chat for a couple days, that's not... What's he supposed to do?
I think that is ghosting, but I don't think there's anything that's wrong with it.
Okay, maybe you can call it ghosting, but you can't be like, like all this.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes people know before you know that they don't want to talk to you anymore.
Ghosted me like he's so disrespectful. I wish he would just tell me.
Do you, though?
Do you? Because I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm a guy. And I would not want a girl that has happened to me one time in my entire life.
She told you?
Except the prom time, I guess too. One time, a woman, I was been friends with her. I was on a tour with her for 3 months, and I got to know her, but I didn't have her cell phone number, so I didn't know her that well. But so she would always come to Nashville. If I would see on her Instagram, she's coming to Nashville. I asked her, "Hey, saw you coming to Nashville. You want to hang out?" Mm-hmm. She's like, "Oh," and then she would message me after she left. She's like, "Hey, sorry I missed you." And then the next time, "Hey, see you're coming to Nashville. Would love to hang out." And then I go, "Hey, if you're in Nashville, I'd love to." Maybe I said I'd take you out to dinner, something like that. And she goes, "Hey, it seems to me like you are interested in me, and I just want to let you know I'm not." She probably didn't say it like that. I could probably go back and find the message.
Sure.
But I respected that.
Yeah.
A lot.
Very honest, very
and
upfront.
That hurt.
Yeah.
I go,
would you rather her have ghosted you?
No.
Right.
No. But that's different, dude. I mean, you can't.
Wait, why is it different? That sounds like the exact scenario. What's different about it?
Maybe that's the exact scenario. But I'm saying you can't chat with the dude for a week and then he's ghosting you.
I think the real issue is that this isn't as big a deal as somebody might think it is yet. And so
you default to he ghosted me.
Yeah.
Okay, because I always said men do that to women because I shouldn't speak for all men, but I would prefer that.
You'd prefer the honesty.
No,
you'd prefer the ghosting.
At the onset, if like let's say a girl would DM me and we chat for like, and then she decides that she's not interested in me, like, I got it.
Yeah.
It's not as engaging as she used to be, not responding to stuff. I'm like, hey, like, I don't need listen, God told me that it's just not, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good on all that. But I guess if you go, like the girl I'm dating now, we had got down the road of like, we had come to see each other several times and we were interested in each other. We've gone out several times, had a lot of, and she goes, hey, can you do me a favor? And we weren't exclusively dating, but we had been chatting for, let's say, a month and a half every day. She goes, can you do me a favor? If you are ever not into this or would not like to continue pursuing this, could you please just let me know? I go, done.
Cool.
100% fair.
I like her already.
I know. Yeah. I was like, well, I'm still here. Yeah, so yeah. I was like, well, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems 100%. But you can't meet somebody over the weekend at a bar or on a flight and then be like, he ghosted me.
No, like that's also.
You can use that term, I guess. You can use that term, but it's not. Oh, he's not being a man. He's not.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's not. That's
yeah,
not
you can't put that on him. Okay.
Sometimes you ghost. It just is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
You know before they know, and so you ghost.
And it's mutual. Hey, if you see him, you go, hey, good to see you.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think that is. I don't think that's even. I think that's less disrespectful.
Yeah.
If you do it early, than if you let it grow.
If you go one date and you go, hey, I'm good.
Yeah.
But that's just.
It sucks. Like there's no.
It sucks to say and get.
Yeah.
But the girl that did that to me, I respect her, and whenever I see her, I go, what's up?
Yep.
And it's, but there's probably. I would say there's probably women in my life that I have not let's say acted like a man. Like the man that all these women are talking about that I wish the guy would just, you go, I should tell her, that I have a girlfriend, or I should tell her that I'm not interested. And you always just go back and forth. But the problem between men and women is, okay, John, really tell us more. Tell us the problem. Like, men act towards women how they would like. So like a guy sends like a shirtless photo to a woman because that's what he would like to receive. So he thinks that is what he should do. But women are like, I have no interest in this. If you got back from a weekend of fishing, you know what I would say to you? I was like, dude, show me those pics. Show me the fish.
Yeah.
But a woman on a dating app, women always make fun of that on like a dating app.
The guys with fish.
Yeah. But guys don't have photos. We don't take photos of ourselves. We take photos with stuff we've done, achieved. So it's like guys go to the gym and like get their back like all jacked up. So they think like pull it, dude, like this is or like a loud exhaust is attractive to a dude, or a dude thinks that's cool. So they think women are thinking, and they don't. All right, let me finish the story. You're like, also, is it ever okay to tell a guy that you've, what's her name?
Molly.
Molly, come on, Molly. I go, haha, I'm dying. And then I put some emojis. She starts off. Also, is it ever okay to tell a guy that you've Googled him? Haha. Me, haha. I feel like that's a common thing. I've had guys tell me they've Googled me, but the last one acted so weird about it. Don't laugh. What is wrong with me? So you go, if you ever say, is it ever okay to tell a guy you've Googled him? Haha. The haha is what we've talked about on this podcast before. Your brain will guide you because you go, haha. Like, just say, but I do that in text all the, like, LOL, like.
Softens the blow a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
For yourself.
Okay, I go. Okay, we talked about. I go, yeah. Okay, I get it. I go, well, you are. I know her that she is kind of like mean, not mean, but she'll just be like, like somebody sent me your like video, and I was like, fine, it's funny. That's how she would like compliment me. I was like, dude, just say like you like the video. It's fine. I know. Mm-hmm. It's like I was like, maybe it's a defense mechanism. So she goes, it's all right. I guess I shouldn't project. Like I told this guy I was probably too conservative for him, but really I guess what I was saying is that it's not good enough for me. So yeah, that's probably hurtful. But also ghosting is annoying and childish. Okay, but honestly, I think it's my way of coping with things that I don't like to talk. All right. So I go, all right, what's wrong with me? All these things. I mean, and then so he now has ghosted her.
Yeah.
And she feels bad. She doesn't want this guy anyway, but
that's the funniest part of this whole thing to me.
What?
Is that she doesn't want him anyways, but she's mad that he ghosted her.
Yeah, you don't want to be turned down though.
Right.
Yeah, so now it's like I know this is not a long-term thing, but I just don't like to lose.
Yeah, like you got what you wanted, it just didn't come the way that you wanted it to come.
Yeah, and I go, here's what I said. I go, and I would offer this service. It's not a service. I've done this multiple times with my sisters and with several of my assistants. I've always hear about these guy problems. So this guy, I go, this is what I used to tell Eleanor, my old assistant. I go, if you want this guy, you tell me, I will tell you exactly what to text him. I will tell you exactly what to text him and when to text him and what level of humor and sincerity. And I promise you will get that guy. 1,000 times out of 1,000. And I have to have somebody's active phone number to be able to do that. I'm trying to think of how I would do this with a fan. I probably couldn't. Or with somebody from the emails. I probably couldn't. It's a horrible idea anyway. I go, here's what I said. I go, show me the texts. I go, just show me the text. And she goes, oh, I don't want to. It's like, all right. Well, at one point he said he just wanted to clarify he has no expectations. And he wasn't expecting me, because he asked to say, you can come out there and you can stay.
Right.
She was thrown off by that. And then he said, he wanted to clarify he has no expectations and wasn't expecting meaningless sex or a marriage proposal. I mean, what does that mean? So a guy doesn't want to be shamed into people thinking that about him. So he's like, you can stay. And then she said, I'd rather stay at a hotel. And then he ghosted her. It's not the move. We're not supporting this guy, by the way.
Sure.
It's not, it doesn't, but if you getting turned down, she wanted to, quote, win or whatever. And I was like, I can help you do that if you want it. I told my sister one time, this guy used to like drunk text her all the time. She liked this guy, but he wouldn't ever text. This sounds like me in 2019. This guy, like, he would only drunk text her, and I go, hey, don't be like cussing him out and demeaning him and doing all this crazy. Just say, hey, I was interested in you, and it just made me sad when you only text me after 10 p.m. because it makes you feel like you only want me for reasons that are like, just say that. Mm-hmm. And then just keep your distance. I promise you he will text you. Because every man wants to kind of be better, or that he's not proud of these things in himself. All right. Okay. So she goes, you're going to judge me. I know I messed up. I'm terrible over text. Okay. But maybe you can help me. I'm scared. I go, all right. So a little background. I told him I could get a layover so he lives in some city and she's not going to be out there until next month. But then she goes, well, next week I actually will be there, which is, I go, the story's already changing. Just send me the text. All right. That's a voice message. We don't hear that. Probably go listen. All right. He says, since we are basically strangers, what should I expect while you're here? Will you want to stay with me? Or I was going to offer, but I didn't want to be forward. That's what he said.
Okay. You see my face already. I'm like, that's a different story.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I go, all right. She says, I kind of assumed you wanted to offer. And while I appreciate that, it's probably not wise for either of us, which I go, that's a very like Christian upbringing thing to say.
Yeah, very much. It's probably not wise.
Yeah, that's like your youth pastor would say, like, it's not a sin, but is it wise? Yeah. Like that's a, these are like, first of all, she said, I kind of assume you wanted to offer, meaning like, yeah, I thought you were like,
I knew you wanted that.
I knew you were, I thought like, I knew you were kind of like a garbage guy. That's what I would assume by getting that.
Yeah.
I kind of figured you wanted it, but I didn't see your angle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because okay. And while I appreciate that, it's probably not wise for us. And, okay, there's a red flag there. So if I came out on Monday, I just get a hotel on my own. I have points. Meaning I don't want to be too, hey, I'm coming to see you.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I have points. I'm in the neighborhood. Okay. Which is a little bit of a,
so casual.
Yeah. Which, like, okay, I have points. But I didn't want to make this too serious or put too much pressure on, I was just like spending the money on this. Like, you're being very understanding. So thank you. Okay. He says, why not wise?
Oh boy.
With a laughing emoji, meaning LOL, like,
Can I ask what I think is a very important question?
Yeah.
What are the timestamps on these texts?
I don't have them. Shoot, dude. But that is very, very important.
This is 11:45 p.m.
I need to go back. I need to text Molly and ask her. Okay. So there's a lot going on here. He goes, why not wise? I go, I knew that. Because if you grew up very Christian, that's a Christian thing to say.
Yeah.
That's a very, okay. And this is a guy that is not on that.
He's not on that wave.
He's playing by different rules.
Yes.
He met a girl that he was attracted to. He was flirtatious with. It was fun. He said, come out to visit. And then she goes, well, I don't think it's wise, which is fine. You're allowed to think that. It's 100% fine.
Yep.
Why not wise? Yeah, I didn't mean to call you unwise. He goes, you think it's unwise? LOL. I mean, come on, Molly. She goes, I mean, yeah, your girl's conservative. Run now if that's a turnoff. So has a good sense of humor about it. So she knows what she's done. It's all these convictions that she has about her personal life and her faith are fine, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You're more than welcome to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, she says, run now if that's a turnoff. He goes, not a turnoff, lol. Is a turnoff.
There's that LOL softening the blow.
Yeah. Just trying to get a better understanding. She goes, got it. I mean,
he's genuinely confused right now, I think.
I think so.
I think he's like, why would that be unwise? I'm not trying to.
Yeah, maybe he's not because or because you get an Uber late at night and there's drunk.
Yeah, like he's like, money wise, this makes a lot of sense. Like, you're not going to pay for a hotel. Like,
okay, so she's unwise. Yeah, so she says your girl's conservative. I don't know. I know what she means because I grew up like this.
Right.
I don't know if he does.
I don't think he does.
Politically?
Right. I don't think he has any idea what she means by unwise.
He says just trying to get a better understanding. He literally doesn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Help.
This is going to help so many people, dude.
Yeah.
She goes, and if she responds, I mean, I think about it. I'm thinking about it. I know we've been through thorough background checks. I think he's works in some kind of security or military or police or something.
Okay.
And they might have joked about that I know we've been through thorough background checks.
There's a callback.
But thorough background checks, but should I really trust you like that? Haha. Meaning to stay at the house.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Okay.
Sure.
He said, true, LOL. I don't trust that. She goes, you don't trust what? Background checks. If not done by myself. Laugh, wink. Laugh emoji. Okay, please tell me you've looked. Please tell me. Okay, he's joking about a background check or whatever. She goes, LOL, please tell me you've looked me up. I'm clean. Meaning from crime. I think now they're kind of joking.
Yes.
He goes, LOL, I have not. Meaning
I haven't Googled you.
Yeah. He said, I can't just do that. I have to have a work reason.
Oh, so he does actually do background checks. I think so. Yeah,
and
he's saying I can't just process that without getting authorized or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Like privacy violation. I can't just look up everybody.
Yeah. So she admits that she has in fact Googled him.
Okay.
But anyway, okay with me coming to visit. Do you think it's a little much for me to come down out there on my own? I just don't want to put too much pressure on either of us. No pressure at all. I don't have any expectations, he says. Okay, good. I'd like to say I don't. Haha.
I'd like to say I don't, meaning I'd like to say I don't have expectations.
But I do.
But I do, though.
Yes. Yeah. Which
Molly.
This is are you allowed to Google someone? Sure.
Yeah.
But don't tell them.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to have expectations? I think that's just a natural tendency for a woman. Absolutely. Just maybe don't be I think the centerpieces at our wedding should be turquoise instead of beige. Maybe not at the beginning.
Yes.
But have those thoughts, sure. That's like me saying like, I've been so looking forward to this like date with you. Like I've scrolled back in your Instagram to like 2013 and I love everything I see. Technically, are you allowed to do that? I don't think I've ever done that. Or is that within sure. But don't tell them.
No, that's a later down the line thing. Like, hey, we've been together 6 months. When we first met, I went way back on all your stuff.
Sure. I will find you. Yeah. That's like in what's that, Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
LOL. Okay. I'd like to say that I don't. Haha. So if you're this guy, right? You've chatted wherever you met in the airport or something. Everything's going good. You get this girl's number. She's hot. She's like, I'm going to be out there next. She goes, she's already saying like, I have a lot of expectations on this. I don't want to, I'm spending money to come out there, but I don't want to tell you that. I've Googled you, but I'm conservative. All these things I'm getting closer to being like, I'm out.
Yeah. I feel like it's mixed messages.
From who?
From Molly. I feel like Molly doesn't know what she actually wants to do here.
Well, she doesn't. I know her, and she would be like, yeah, I don't. Okay.
I'm also invested in this now.
I am too.
Now I need updates every week.
Okay. And then he says, I'd like to say that I don't. Okay, good. LOL. He says, I don't expect meaningless sex, nor expecting to get married that day. So, haha.
Okay.
He's trying to be like. And I believe him.
I believe him as well.
Yeah, he's going, I don't know. I mean, I think you're hot and you're funny. And she is funny. And if you're out here next weekend, I'd get dinner with you.
Yeah.
And get a drink.
Yep.
Sure.
And that can be it or that can't be it.
Yeah. I don't expect meaningless sex nor to get. Now, if you I would say if this guy's not a Christian, if you tell him that's definitely off the table, like just, I don't know. All right. Yeah. That's going to be If you say, hey, there's no possible way that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
That would, if you're not following the book, I would be a little less interested.
Sure.
Okay. She said, okay, wow. That escalated. What? I wasn't even on that train of thought. Just don't want you to think that I'm some sleazeball.
This is him or her?
She said that escalated. I don't want meaningless sex nor to get married. She said, wow, that escalated.
Do you think that escalated?
No,
I don't think so either.
I think that's a fair thing to say.
God, we're gonna get.
We love Molly though.
We're toasted.
No, but wait.
Yeah.
Okay. She says, LOL. I wasn't even on that train of thought. I just don't want you to think that I'm a sleazeball. Okay, so when they left meeting in person, they were both funny, engaging, fun, flirty. Got your number, all that. Now, I just don't want you to think I'm a sleazeball. He has got the idea that she thinks he's a sleazeball, which is what I alluded to earlier.
Right.
Why is he thinking this?
Because she's going out of her way to really explain that, like, hey, I don't want this to be anything more than
I'm
just
conservative,
like,
but I do like you. Like, I'm conservative. I don't want to stay there. And if a guy feels like kind of shamed in that way, no one wants to be that.
Right.
And he will go, hey, I don't know I don't know why this just seems unfair for you to put, but he did say, ask her to stay, which
if he genuinely is just like, yo, you can stay at my place.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I just don't want you to think I'm a sleazeball. Well, I didn't think that, or I wouldn't have made the effort. Okay. Sorry. Haha. Okay.
Disagree. Disagree. She did think that. That's why she said all that.
Yeah. Molly, defend yourself. We're going to have her. She's going to fly here. We're going to have her on next week.
You can blur her out. Put her in the shadow. Like, disguise her voice. So what I was talking to the guy is.
Like, you sound like a dude. Okay. Okay. Haha. Sorry. Okay. Everything diffused. Then she pipes back in. I have a feeling I'm going to be a little too conservative for you, but we'll see how this plays out.
She's not done. It was diffused, and then she dove back in.
I have a feeling I'm going to be a little too conservative for you, but we'll see how this plays out. LOL. I do it too, though.
Yeah,
I do it too. Like LOL, like meaning like, all right, I'm getting the vibe that you just want to hook up, and I don't. I'm looking for, and she said at the beginning, like before when she was texting me, hey, these guys are like kind of like, I'm hot. These guys aren't Christian. I'm kind of veering away from God's plan, but I'm getting attention from these guys. Okay. And he puts the little emoji, what's this one? Can you see that? You can't zoom in on that, can you?
This camera right here. Yeah, we can zoom in on that. Go ahead.
I don't want to say the rest of the comment. Can you zoom in on it?
Yeah, we can.
You know what that one is?
In post, I'll zoom in. I can't see it.
All right, yeah,
it's the little like drunk face kind of
yeah,
like.
Yeah, is that what that is? I don't know what that is. He goes, meaning
confused. Don't know.
I don't know. Like,
it's all over the place.
Like, this is not going good.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah. Shoot, dude.
This is not going good.
This is going straight down. And listen, I need every woman that is listening to this, I need you to send this to your friends.
Yeah.
Send it to all of them. Yeah. This is going to be wildly helpful. And
I'm so curious.
But I know we're already over time on this podcast, but let me keep going. She goes, yeah, sorry, haha. Meaning, yeah. Like if this is an in-person conversation, if there was a third person, they were like, I'm going to go grab a drink. Like, yeah, sorry, haha. Okay. I have a feeling you're going to be too conservative. Haha, we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, sorry. Ouch, he says. Ouch with a smiley face. Like, yikes. And then Molly, she says, have you Googled me? He goes, no. Should I? Laughing. LOL, there's nothing out there. That's the first thing you should do, though. Haha, as a woman, I for sure have to. Lord, we come before you right now. Ask for patience in reading this DM conversation. It's not a DM, it's a text conversation. You, as a woman, you are allowed to do that, and you should.
You should.
Yeah.
You absolutely should.
I'm lucky that the girl I'm dating currently has not Googled me, but that's a joke.
She has no idea who you are.
No, she definitely does. We've had many conversations about it. But you should, as a woman, to protect yourself, you absolutely should do that. You absolutely should. I don't know. Look, if a guy, you're like, I met this guy at a bar. I don't, when you try to find like friends in common with people, or that's how we met. Yeah. You're like, is this guy like, should I go into business with? Oh, he knows Ernest. He knows this. Oh, he's friends with Andy. Your friends, like a lot of my friends are your friends. Oh, this guy is. So if something goes awry, you're like, there's some accountability. Is that fair to say? There's some, and even
more frame of reference.
Yes, it's safer.
Yes.
Versus if you just like, hey, that's why every job is ever on reference. The guy he recommended. Oh, because this guy says he's a good guy.
Yep.
Versus like. If like there's a guy here that moved here from Nebraska, and like he just moved and he's like just in the social scene now, and he's like, does anyone know him?
Yeah.
Where did he come from? How long is there any like is there any like if you meet a guy and he's like, I work at you go on his socials and he's like, I work at Enterprise Rent a Car. Okay, at least that's some level of he's there. Yeah. Like there's if you just know nothing, so you're a girl is trying to, is this guy, is he safe?
Safe.
If
reputable.
I'm going to go visit, like even if he has a job, or even if he's posting on Facebook he has a public Facebook with his two buddies, that's even something.
Yep.
Because some people are like, I met this guy on Tinder. I got nothing. I wouldn't go over to this guy's house.
No.
All right?
No.
Fair. Okay. So as a woman, I for sure have to. All right. Well, guys don't do that. Would you do that?
I would do that.
Google a woman?
For sure.
Before, I've never done that in my whole life.
Why not?
And we had an argument about this. I go, guys don't do this. And she said, yeah, they do.
I would do it.
You would?
Yeah. Well, because why not?
Okay. Why? I would maybe look through their socials.
Okay.
Not socials, but Instagram.
I would go socials before I went to Google. But if after being on socials found that she may have some stuff on Google.
You ever found somebody on one social that you love, and then you found their other social and it's wild?
Yes.
Yes. You're like, whoa. What?
It's like, oh.
Yo, I'm just going to let you. I just found your TikTok.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah, I think it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I found your Finsta, and ooh.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
You're like, I found your whatever. Yeah. I just got to live out in public. That's the problem with being a public figure. I guess mine's all out there.
Yeah, so, even as a mid-major. It's crazy.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
You're going to find it. Okay. Still going. LOL. There's nothing out there. That's the first thing you should do. And then he sends a GIF. He sends a GIF of like a...
he's having a tough time.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I don't know.
He's treading water. He's just trying to stay above.
But when he met her, she was killing it.
Right.
She's cute. Everything's going great.
She did say she's bad over text.
Yeah. Okay. And then she says, hold on. So he goes, to the GIF. And he goes to the Google. I get that is what he says. And then she says, I can't get GIFs while I'm flying. Great Wi-Fi. LOL. The end.
The end?
The end.
So now who's ghosting?
The end. No, she said, I can't get GIFs when I'm flying. Great Wi-Fi. LOL.
And that was the end.
The end.
I mean, what is he supposed to say to that?
Okay, so then he never responded, and I texted about me coming today. So and he never responded. Okay, and so I just flew back home. So she went there.
Yeah,
it's giving away a little bit of her identity, but I think we're already in too deep for that. She's can fly for free.
Okay.
So I texted, he never responded. So she was saying she said like that weekend she was going to go out there.
Yeah.
Never responded, but she had already booked her schedule.
Yeah.
So I texted him about coming today, meaning she was there in the town. Hey, I'm here. And he never responded, so I just flew back home. So she can flexibly fly.
Yeah.
So I just flew back home.
So what is your assessment?
Oh, and the gift said that's fishy, by the way. He said that's fishy.
I don't want to drag our girl Molly here, but
we love her.
Yeah, we do.
She's been a friend of mine for a long time.
Yeah, and a friend of mine for like an hour and 26 minutes.
Yeah, you're invested. Like, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think he just was like, this is too much effort. I was literally just trying to hang out.
And there's a lot going, like you're in your head a lot about this.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just trying to say, hey, if you're in town, we'll grab dinner because I really enjoyed laughing and flirting with you. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women can do that.
Yeah.
Are great in person, are funny, charming, all that. And then I said, all right, red flags for him, and I listed them.
Nice.
I assume that you wanted to offer. I said that already, meaning you think that he's scumbag. Not wise. I said that's a Christian term. It would be confusing to someone who wasn't.
These are red flags that he sees probably from his perspective.
That I'm telling her.
Yes.
I'm like, these are the red flags for him.
Yes.
Yeah. Third, I don't want to make this serious. That is you saying I want to take this serious.
Yeah, very much.
Yes. Thank you. I don't want to. I'm just like casual. That meaning's like that. Like if that's I had this one time a guy. I got Me Too'd by a comedian, a male comedian that was, I've never told this story before publicly. I'm not going to tell it here either, but a gay comic that was older than me that had groomed me. And he goes, when I was coming up as a comedian, he goes, come over to my place. You'll be safe is what the exact words. You'll be safe. Why would you say that?
Right.
Because I didn't think it was safe.
Yep.
That's the only, he goes, come over to my place. You'll be safe. I would never say that to come meet me for dinner. You'll be safe.
This is not the same thing at all, but I walked out of the studio yesterday and a guy walked up to me and said, hey, I'm not going to rob you. And I went, I don't have time, bro.
You're going to rob
You're
me.
going to, yeah.
Like, hey, dog. Like, can you imagine ever saying that to someone? I'm not going to rob you. You're gonna. Or you wanted to. You. Or it was on the brand. Okay.
Yeah.
I said, your girl, and then I said, quote, your girl is conservative. I go, never say that again. Just never say that again to anyone.
Cross that one off the list.
Your girl, first of all, don't say it because you're trying. Your girl is conservative. I get so many. I'm surprised he didn't block you then. And he hasn't blocked her, by the way. He just didn't stop responding.
Yeah.
I said, looking someone up, and I'll backtrack on this. We're going to get a lot of comments on this. Looking someone up is stage 5 clinger status. And that you're saying that that's not true. And I respect that.
I think it's okay to do it. I just don't think you should tell them in the second conversation you've ever had.
Even if you do it, even if you do look them up, never tell them that is what I said.
It's a funnier down the line thing to bring up.
Then you said you were conservative again.
Right. Double down. Double conservative.
Yes. And then she goes, wow, I'm terrible at this. Maybe I'm not the catch everyone thinks I am. I disagree with that. She is. Yeah.
Not true, Molly. You're a prize.
She's a prize. I mean, safe to say, though, this guy probably wasn't my type. I go, yeah. Well, she's probably right in her assumptions about him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
She knew. But she knew this.
But she's not saying she's just, how do I say this? She wants the validation of this guy.
Yeah.
And she knows it's not God's plan. Mm-hmm. Drake, this is not God's plan, right. But I'm feeling a little, let's say, I wouldn't say lonely, but maybe a little insecure. Maybe the validation feels good.
I get it. I totally get it. Yep.
Not good, but
not like good, keep doing it, but like I understand.
If you're like, hey, I'm a little bored, like I'm gonna put on a nice outfit and go down to Broadway and like get some attention. Yeah. I had this exact conversation with someone. I go, okay. Mm-hmm. God's like, this is not a good plan, but like I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what do I do? Just let it go and learn from it? I go, also, she said, also the last guy I dated is so confusing because, okay, all right, yeah, confusing, very confusing. So just stop saying you're conservative. Just start there.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. And then, all right, hold on. Okay, so I just have to let this one go because she's like, I can't. It's like Hitch. You know that guy in Hitch? He's like, yeah. I just want to. I was like, this is not. I could tell you how to get him if you want. And that's where the story's going, by the way. Mm-hmm. I could tell you. And then, so you got to focus. I mean, okay, it's all downhill, absolutely. So what do I do with this guy? I just have to be. Okay, so you can't say he's a red. You can't say he's a red flag and also want him.
Yes.
Can't do both.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I said. You can't be both. You can't be a little conservative but also want it. Mm-hmm. Like, which is.
Or if you do, don't be surprised that he's confused.
Yeah. Which is. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. But everybody, yeah, okay, it can't be both. I go. She said, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not going to say that because that would be, it's in the conversation, but she don't want to let that read. Okay. Hootie, the worst part is actually hoping things would escalate. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm not going to read all that. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's play it on the conservative thing. I know you, okay.
It's just too. She jumped the gun on all of this. Yeah, that's my whole thing on this.
Well, yeah, you just went way too.
Just too early. She doesn't even know if she actually likes him yet.
Like, but all these feelings and thoughts that you have are also fine.
Yes.
I'm not. I don't want to invalidate that.
Have the thoughts.
You're allowed to be like, I hope this goes somewhere.
Yes.
This guy's attractive. I would like the validation. I know that some of these things are unhealthy because she knows it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
But have all of them.
Have them.
Talk with not him. But talk with, I don't know why I'm the guy for this, but she goes, I need to figure that out. All right. So she goes, he just said, so this is the day after she's gone home. Mm-hmm. This is the next, sorry, busy day yesterday. That's what he responded. So now he's.
Lie, but okay.
100.
Yeah.
100. But all the things he's thinking, he's not going to say.
I'm fine with that.
You good with this guy?
I'm good with that. I'm good with that response.
Sorry, leave it. Sorry, busy day yesterday. So she's now back home.
Yeah.
She flew out there to see him, but it was kind of work. She's not that invested. She didn't like buy a ticket with like all the money she saved up from like her Christmas from her family. But I said, okay, have you responded yet? She goes, no. I go, okay. First of all, leave it for a few hours.
Yeah. Nice.
You're on board with this?
Well played.
Yes, dude. Women, this is way over. We're way over time for this podcast. But people are like, oh, you play games. This is not games. If you're 2 months into a relationship and you're like, oh, I'm late for something because that's gay. But at the beginning, you have to kind of.
It's like sparring. There's a little bit of
give and take. You can't be like. Immediately responded like you're like I want to tell him I googled it. Well, you're not gonna like if I said all the honest things about myself that I struggle with on day one of a date, I would never have a date two. Mm-hmm. It's like if you have a cocaine addiction, you're probably hiding that if your wife doesn't know. You're not hiding that from the gas station clerk.
Yeah,
he doesn't. It's not dishonest to not tell him. You're just like you're not keeping it from him.
Yeah,
but at some point. If you're dating a girl, like you're like, she should know that you have a kid.
Yeah.
Probably early.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not hiding from her. If you're chatting with her on DMs, you don't have to be like, hey, by the way, I have a kid. I'm divorced. And you don't have to get into all that.
No.
I go, leave it for 2 hours. Text him in 2 hours and say, you're good. I ended up taking the flight home. I actually I said, say like a joke. First of all, never bring up anything that happened. Mm-hmm. Never bring up the conservative, the Googling, the awkward. Never bring any of that up ever again.
Yep.
You're good. I ended up taking the flight home, and I go, tell us this because they were chatting on a plane, and she was standing up the whole flight, talking to him.
Cool.
And I go, say something, and he asked to borrow her charger. I go, say something. I gave her a joke to say. I go, because she's funny.
Yeah.
I go, say exactly this, in quotes. You're good. I got the flight home. I actually got to sit down on the flight home and not stand up for 2 hours. So that was nice. Wink face.
Beautiful.
Not an emoji wink, an analog wink.
Ooh.
Which that is important.
Yeah.
Because I have been told that if you an analog wink is like it's right there. Emoji wink, you got to go search for it.
Yeah.
It's not in my recents. It is in yours.
A wink, yes, it is.
In your recents.
It is in my recents.
Which wink? The big one or the sexual one?
What's the sexual one?
They're like the other eyes. The other one is the eyes way open, and the other one the eyes normal, to the closed eye. There's two of them.
Oh, I don't even think I know that.
Come on, dude.
Which means I don't know which one I'm using.
This is 101. Well, there's one like funny wink, like ha ha, like clown wink, and then there's another
one with the tongue out.
Yeah,
there's a wink with a tongue out. I don't use that one. I use the regular one.
All right, that's the Okay, that's the sexual one. By the way,
the one I'm using.
Yes.
Dang. I gotta text some people.
I said in all caps, not an emoji wink, an analog wink, which some people are going to disagree with me. We're in deep here. She goes, haha, you're good at this. You'll think he'll get the 2 hours joke though. Oh wait.
If he doesn't, you don't want to be with him. How's that?
Yeah, I go, what's the 2 hours joke? I go, it's not a joke. You're like, you think he'll get it? I go, it's not just do that. Just do that.
Just let me take the wheel.
She says, how's this? You're good. I ended up taking the flight home. I actually got to sit down and no one asked me for a phone charger and chatted me up for 2 hours. So that was nice. Analog wink.
Cool.
I go, send it.
In her own voice.
Nice. Yeah, in your voice. In your as you. I said, she said, ended up taking the flight home. I said, say hopped on the flight. Because that, it like, yeah, it's like I ended up hopping on one, meaning like I took the flight, like I'm like headed home from war or something. Like I hopped on a flight, meaning like I was there. It was okay. It
was whatever.
Right? I go, yes to the rest. She says, hopped and taking are that much of a difference? I go, yes, dude. And I was like wildly invested at this point. Wildly invested. Yeah. I go, I don't agree with this, but this will work. I promise you this will work. She hopped in. I go, hopped in and taking her that much of a difference? ? Yes. IDK now how to say that. I ended up hopping on a flight home. I hopped on a flight home. Okay. I don't know how to spell it. Hopped like a bunny. Okay. I go, she's like, that sounds weird anyway. I'm not wording it like that. I go, you screwed this up, not me. I go, yeah.
This is your life.
I'm here to save you, dude. Yeah. Don't be mad at me. I'm here to solve problems.
I threw you a life jacket. Yeah. Don't get mad. It doesn't match your shoes.
She goes, haha. And I go, your girl is pretty conservative, meaning never. That should be a t-shirt. We're going to have it. Maybe that should be the title of the podcast. Your girl is pretty conservative. She goes, I'm calm. You're right. He's like, I mean, he may think I flew out there. Ugh, I'll fix this. I go, okay. Okay, this or fly back to Minneapolis, not scheduled. I probably should. So we went back and forth on the, and she sent it. She sent exactly what I told her. He said, "Oh man!" ! Well, sorry, I messed up the plans.
Okay, we're back to ground zero.
At least we've dug ourselves out of the hole.
Yes.
She goes, now what? I have nothing. I go, I feel like
nothing.
I'm sorry. Oh. Okay. She says, now what? I'm sorry it messed up plans. Meaning I messed up plans, but he misspelled it. She goes, I feel like it is a typo on purpose. Guys be playing. I go, no, that's okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's like when a girl's like, 3 months ago when you texted me, LOL, what did you mean? We're like, okay. All right. He's like, he's not out. He's not blocking her, but he's that's like a guy. He's like, I don't know. Like what he's a whatever.
They don't have a relationship yet either.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Don't know each other.
Yeah. It's like, it just is. It just is.
Yes.
It's out. Okay. All right. Yeah. Haha. All right. Not on purpose. I go, my goodness, you're overthinking these things way too much. Yes. She's like, can you imagine being me? I go, it sounds like a nightmare. I go, do I just leave it at that? I go, for now, yes. Mm-hmm. She goes, what? I go, you leave it. She goes, I go, do you follow him on Instagram or anything? He's like, nope, he doesn't have one, which I would have found it in my Googling. I go, all right, you're insane. Okay, all right, no, good. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the help. Seriously, I couldn't have done this without you. At least I got a response now. I don't think I have anything else to say. I think it's good. I go, well, you learned your lesson. And then we talk, and then you ready for this?
I think so.
A couple hours later, he just said, I still should have come, though. Meaning he still should have come over.
He said that to her?
Yeah. He just said, I still should have come. I go, I told you.
Yep.
I did, and this is what she wanted. She just wanted the guy to be like, I go, I told you.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I've done this for my assistant and for my sisters. I go, I will tell you exactly what to say. Mm-hmm. Exactly what to say. And to be fair, one of my friends that this was probably 3 years ago, I was interested in, and she was very fun and engaging, and I found out that it was her friend. They were trying to set us up, and her husband, her best friend, and her husband were sending the text from her phone to me. Mm-hmm. And I go, yeah, because that makes sense, because you are not. I got it. Mm-hmm. Okay. She goes, you are a genius. I go, I need to charge money for this, really. She goes, write a book. I go, well, okay, it's a different story.
Start a podcast.
Yeah. Glad I could give you some content. Okay. I go, how long was it between the flight and when you met him and the visit? A week and a half. So she didn't hear anything from him for a week and a half. And then she still went out there, which, okay, fine. Okay, question. The guy hasn't texted me, so I'm assuming I should give him some space, but is there any appropriate way to like send a cute like photo or like a flirty pic without I go, the airplane guy? She goes, yeah. I go, I don't hate that idea. I don't think I hate that idea. Can you think of something to say? I go, don't say your girl's conservative. Don't say that.
Or lean all the way into it.
Yeah, I go, what you don't want to do is be like, hey, I'm sorry about like 2 weeks ago. That was confusing. Or like, don't just
leave it.
Because he's not that, he doesn't care.
And he'll forget if
Unfortunately, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he doesn't care that much if he cared, he would have brought it back up. He doesn't care. Okay, and then she goes, John, all capital letters. This is a couple days later. We did it. All with like John, we did it. Meaning like, I go, what happened? She goes, so she sent a photo of a charger because he asked for her phone charger.
Nice.
Okay, every time I get this charger out, I think of you, LOL. I lent it out too many times before. This has never been a problem. He said in response, I was just thinking about you earlier. Looking forward to when I can take you out.
Okay.
And that she doesn't want to go out with him. She doesn't care. Yeah.
Right, so she then ghosted him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, she did. And that's all she wanted.
Yeah, and she blocked him, and that was that.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was that. But she just but because like that's probably not a relationship that's gonna be successful. Or you meet some guy on an airplane that you like chat and flirt with for a couple, and he's like, when you meet someone in a certain environment, you're like, this is not a bring home to parents. Mm-hmm. Not that she's not, she is. But the way you meet someone at Whiskey Row, you're like, what are we gonna do? Maybe we could like go to like a Titans game or like a Garth Brooks concert. We're not. This is not a. Versus if you meet someone, if I met one of your friends, it was like, all right, you're not gonna be a jerk to this girl because this is someone you're gonna be in your circle. Unfortunately, if there's no accountability within the friend, like I couldn't treat one of your friends if I dated one of your friends. Like I was like, well, I know Alex,
right?
So I'm not gonna ghost you. I'm not gonna try to hook up with you and never talk to you again. I'm just gonna be more accountable.
Yeah.
In that you're
a little more diplomatic about it.
Yeah, a little bit more kind, maybe not, but fortunately if you meet some girl, they're living in a different city.
Yes.
Nobody has any social media connection to each other. All you have is a text phone number. He can hook up with her and then ghost her and never talk to her again, and that's not going to cause any problems.
Right.
If I did that to one of your friends or you did that to one of mine,
right,
it'd be like, dude,
yeah,
she hates you, bro. It's going to cause
yeah.
And all she ever wanted was the validation. I was like, if you want that, I can tell you exactly what to say.
What do we learn from this?
I mean, it's people's lives are going to be changed from this.
I think so. I'm curious to see what people think about it too, because I think there's a lot to unpack there, but I think at the same time, this is the type of interaction that people have every day.
Every day, all day. And you go, why like, but me too. I'm on the opposite side of it. We should bring a girl in here.
Yeah, we should.
That's a great idea. And you go, because he was saying, he threw out well, you can just stay with me, which is like, I know a lot of guys like this. And also I have been like this, where you just toss out a little.
Yeah, you're fishing a little bit.
To see what she's about. And then she goes, hey, like, if you wanted to visit him but not stay with him, what's a better way to do that from the outset? So let's say he's in a place where like
she threw too much. She just threw way too much too early. Like she didn't even give it a chance to kind of
get off the ground.
Start. Yeah.
But she goes, like she can fly wherever she wants at any time. So she could say, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I might be out there next weekend. I'm down to grab a drink. You don't have to have a discussion of where you're staying.
No,
you don't even have to. Just grab a hotel, and then if it ever comes that we grab a drink, it's fun. It's a good time. You're like, all right, if you want to make other plans after that, that's fine. But he said, maybe you can stay with me, and she goes, LOL. No, I'm good. I'll grab a hotel. I don't think that's a turnoff for a guy, is it?
No, I think it just is. He went fishing.
Yeah.
She said, "This is where we're at, man."
Yeah,
without actually coming out and saying it.
Guy respects that.
Yeah,
I would be good with that.
Yes,
but I can't wait to meet you for a drink.
He immediately reframes how he views her too if she says something like that
in a good way.
Yes, like it's okay. You're not a one night thing. This is gonna be you're looking to get to know me. Fantastic.
Every guy is into that. Every guy is into the chase or wanting to be better for a woman, wants to step up and improve himself too. Yeah.
That is a massive skill though, like being able to be clear and concise without actually coming out and saying it.
And
like
still wanting to be like desired.
Yes.
And still wanting to be like, oh, I'm not like I'm going home to like read Bible verses and like talk to my accountability partner.
Your girl's conservative.
Don't say that. But yeah, with all the haha and the LOLing and all that kind of stuff, it's like you're trying to. There's so much going on in that conversation.
Yeah,
where the person are just trying to like gather. Like I talked about that book, Talking to Strangers, where you're trying to gather: is this person safe? And especially as a woman, I do empathize with that. Okay, I'm flying out to a city that I know no one except for this guy. I will meet. I mean, a Tinder date, I don't know. I mean, I guess you just got to meet them. You don't tell them where you live, right? You meet them.
I mean, I miss the whole.
I miss that. Well, as a guy, I think I don't. I
not like I miss it. Like I wish I missed
that
it.
whole.
I want to be clear there.
So if you meet somebody on Tinder, they're like, "My name's Jake."
Yeah,
that's it. My name's Jake. I'm 28. You flirt a little bit. Like he lives. Jake, 28 from Nashville, loves pickleball or whatever.
Yeah,
that's all you got. And then you're like, well, social media, an Instagram would help because then you're like, all right, he works at Ernst & Young. He goes to Life Church or whatever. Okay, there's a little bit of we have a mutual friend. Hey, how do you know Ryan?
Yep.
Oh, we knew because, okay. But if you don't even know the guy's last name and you're flying, I would all the things, I Googled him, looked him up. Is he trustworthy? I'm conservative, meaning like, hey, are you going to be like aggressive? What is she wanting to know of him through that?
I guess I don't know. Like that,
but I think that's fair. All these things are fair to think, and all these things are fair to Google. But just don't. But then if you go like, hey, like I hopped on the flight, I'm back home, but like LOL every time I see that. Now I didn't put her, she did it herself, but I helped her get back to the girl she was on the flight. Fun,
nice,
engaging, flirty. I was like, you take it from there, but she didn't want it, but she just didn't. I go, but I don't think I've ever been wrong in that. But I bet if I was texting a woman that I was interested in, and another woman was sitting beside me, she would go, "Don't say that."
Yeah,
don't say that.
Yeah, say
this. Say it like this, right? The whole time. And I bet she would respond better. A woman that was level-headed.
Did those relationships work? Like I'm like rewinding. I'm like rewinding to times when I knew friends were like fixing each other up with people and they were texting through the friend.
Oh, no.
Do those work? Because they're not really founded on who the person is.
Those did not work. No. But I would say, yeah. I mean, at the beginning of the relationship I'm in currently, she came out to visit Nashville, and it was way different than I expected. I go, I don't think she liked me. I didn't think she was interested in me. And I go, but I could have just been like, I'm good. Because I didn't get but I go, hey, I felt like when you did this, you meant you weren't interested. When you said this, you meant that. And I go, and you were, and I go, I thought it was this. And she goes, oh my, like I don't know her. She goes, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. When I did this, it meant this. And when I acted this way, it's just because of this. And I go, oh, okay, same page now. But I just thought, and then now, and we're still together.
Yeah.
But you're like, but at the very, very, very beginning, I would say, I don't know how mine got off the ground. And every relationship, because the first 2-3 texts, you could have been like, yeah. And I was following the girl I'm dating now. I was following her for like a year on Instagram, and I would just like comment on stuff on her stories, like once if I thought something was funny, she would do the same. There was nothing. It was, I thought she was hot.
Yeah.
And I was just like kind of, and then she was interested in me. She thought I was funny. And it was kind of every now and then, once a month or two, maybe more than that. It just like, they were like, how do you feel about her? I go, I don't know. She's a funny.
Yeah. Social.
I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything. I didn't have any, that's this guy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Molly? I don't know. She's cool. That's like, is that all she meant? Is that all he meant? Yes. He doesn't.
The difference I think is they don't have, you said they don't have social, right? They're not on social media with each other. So it's like
that's what I said.
Social media lets you do that super casual reply to a story.
That's what I said. I go, well, you don't have a social. So if he's like posting stories, you could be like, oh, now you're saying you're like tired when you were up till 3 a.m. with me or whatever.
Yeah.
I go, it's so much easier. Because I don't think my relationship would have ever gotten off the ground without Instagram. Because but then I had a show in Arkansas, and then she goes, hey, or I said, hey, you should come to the show. But if I was like, hey, come visit Nashville, I was like, well, no.
Yeah.
But I was there, just like what she's saying. I'm out there, and it's very, very, at the beginning of these relationships, they're very thin ice.
Yes.
But if you are confident in who you are as a person, you gotta let them.
I think that's the whole takeaway here too. Like if she hadn't been overthinking all this stuff, she would have just played it herself and not worried about like, is he gonna like me? Is he not gonna like me? If she just played it as her,
he would be obsessed with her.
He would have had a chance to have a unique experience with her. But because she came out and basically said, "This is who I am."
Yeah,
and he was like, "Whoa."
And the fact that she like wants the validation and like she's like, I'm hiding that. I go, you're not really. It's very, very thinly veiled.
Yeah,
very thinly veiled. Anyway, I think we solved it for one person at least.
Yeah. We need a female perspective on this.
I'm gonna try to think of who should come in here next week. We'll get somebody. We're gonna talk about the different what guys are doing wrong.
We'll clip this. We'll send them the full story. Have them watch it and get caught up on it, and then.
Or we could just have the guy in here.
Have the guy just fly the guy in.
It's like, hey, dude, we talked about you for an hour on our podcast.
I mean, yeah, sure.
I'm just kidding. See you next week, everybody. Thanks so much.
On the net, it was a positive. It was a positive. You cannot be serious. On the net, it's a positive.